I'm not gonna roll this out during the meeting, but what this is here is I went to the courthouse, talked to the sheriff last week. And while I was there, I went and got the easement map for Main Street, the bank and the facility, if anybody's interested in looking at it.
Yeah.
Basically between here and that Angle Street, just before Beta, it's 100 feet easement is. That little strip is 60 feet, but the problem I see with that is it's not 60 feet divided in the middle of the street over. It starts 2 feet inside the park and then goes 60 feet from there.
Oh, weird.
It is. I thought it was weird too, and I double checked, and yeah. But anyway, if anybody's interested, if not, it'll be here in the office eventually. I'm not gonna keep it at my place, that's for sure. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It's 7 o'clock or 7:01, depending. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Annie.
Here.
Michelle.
Here.
Brett. Jason.
Here.
And Tim.
Here.
I've got a couple things to add to the agenda. What to do it is. After under new city business maintenance shop is one item. Another item would be, I guess we could conclude, and we could include that in there, but if not, GPS. And then Josh Cox requested to be on the agenda.
Where?
Right after GPS.
On new business or old?
New city business. Are you new or old city business?
I mean, it's old, I guess.
Oh, okay, then we'll push you down to
That's fun.
after bulk water. Okay. Does anybody else have anything? I'll entertain a motion if nobody has anything to add.
Move to accept the agenda with those additions.
I was gonna take the Vader off.
Oh, we're taking David off. Okay.
All right.
I'll amend.
Just because I know I didn't mute anybody out there.
Actually,
Because I didn't
Oh.
message anybody.
I
So
think Jason went and
I
looked.
went and looked yesterday, so I know a little bit what you're talking about. We can talk about it more later.
Just
Yeah.
as well, because I wouldn't have been able to make it. I was having technical difficulties at that time.
actually, Jason, there's no need to adjust to amend
To remove that.
your motion because it's going to be worded exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay,
True.
that motion was made by Jason, seconded by Michelle. Anybody else have anything? Those in favor? The motion carries.
I'll move to approve the minutes. If nobody has corrections.
I thought there was something. Ours made notes. I read it and thought it and then didn't write it down. So I made. No, never mind.
You're good then?
Yeah.
Second.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Motion to approve the minutes of July 28th by Brett, seconded by Jason. Any further comment? Questions, concern, those in favor? The motion carries. Appropriation ordinance.
Forgot where we were for a second.
Okay.
I move to approve appropriation ordinance 1534.
Second.
A motion by Annie to approve appropriation ordinance 1534, seconded by Michelle, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Any further comment, questions? It's a roll call vote. Annie,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Brett,
Yeah.
Jason,
Yes.
and Tim.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, the floor is open for public concerns or comments. Richard.
This is not a comment as much as sharing information with the council from LWID. We did get our engineers report on the road project, and they determined that for your share of the road, your 40% share would be $71,583. Now, that does not include any culvert replacement. That may be, you and LWID together may decide you want to replace the culverts also at this time. And it doesn't include any of the engineers' fees that will be assessed during the project. But that gives you some idea of what to expect in we're going to be issuing a bond, we being LWID, and that'll be on the November ballot. So if that bond is approved, we'll try and do this project either in the spring or the fall of 2026.
And you'll provide us with paperwork on that as that process goes, like a copy of the engineer's report, for example.
It's available to you at any time.
Available, and where is that?
LWID office.
At their office, yeah, their website, or we can get it downloaded off the website?
No, it's not on the website. You'd have to get a paper copy.
Okay, okay.
The other thing I thought I'd share with you, I was at the county commission meeting this morning, and they had just received a letter from Harvesters that Harvesters is going to be discontinuing their service to Maple Hill and Eskridge, I think at the end of September, because of funding cutbacks that they've had. Now, if you're not satisfied with that, I know Commissioner McGregor intended to contact Harvesters, his feeling being that Eskridge area probably needed Harvesters more than maybe some other areas in the county. So if you agree with that and want to question Harvesters' decision.
Do you know what other communities
Alma.
okay, because I know they don't do Harveyville. We get a lot of Harveyville residents here. So I'm just curious what other communities receive the harvesters.
I know that Alta Vista, Alma, and McFarland do.
Okay.
Of course.
I believe Auburn does.
Well, I was thinking just Wabunsee.
Wabunsee County, it's probably by county. And you said it's going to discontinue on what date?
He indicated the end of September.
So we could post something about that as well. Maybe people personally reach out.
Yeah, I'm surprised the city wouldn't have gotten this letter, but I guess I'm bringing it up primarily because I thought you might want to find it.
Well, I think Community Ministries is the one that posts about it. I saw something on maybe Eskridge Watch that
Yeah.
they'll be here tomorrow,
The flyer's in my office.
but I just don't know if it's
Because there's
the
different
Community
ones.
Ministries.
Well,
Sure,
Community
sure.
Ministries, I
It's a
think,
different
administers
food
it,
drive.
but it's Harvesters that the letter.
Right,
came
I
from.
understand.
Okay.
But maybe they sent it to Community Ministries.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm just trying
That
to
would
think,
make sense.
since
That-
Yeah.
we're not directly involved.
Yeah, that makes sense, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, Richard, on the engineer's report and all that good stuff. The city on the hook for 40% of those fees as well? Is that how that breaks
Well,
down?
it would be your share, whatever portion of the road is your responsibility. And it's a 60-40 split. So it would be there would be some engineer's fees in there that would be your responsibility. I don't know what that number is, Tim. And it'll be ongoing as the project goes on. The engineers will continue to be involved with the project. So The exact amount of engineering fees is undetermined.
How that 40% get calculated is because the road from the spillway to East Bridge is 40% of the total road.
No, it's the actual percentage that is
I've got a map
of that road is a given percentage, and I don't know what that number is, but then LWID pays 60% for that section of road, and Eskridge pays 40% of the maintenance of that portion of the road.
That was established years ago, and there's a map in the file that David Neatfelt and David Craighauser, who was on the board at the time, and there was a group that met in here and set out that map.
Seems like we pay a whole lot when we have such a little bit that's actually covered. Most of, I mean, there's a large part of it's gravel. The
Well,
dam.
it's from our responsibility is from the entrance to the East Bridge
Okay.
is where the 40/60 comes in. Now, the city's responsible for 100% from the entrance to the spillway. And then LWID has the remainder of that from East Bridge around.
And we've already been putting money aside for this.
Yep,
have
there's
75 right
75,000.
Okay.
Sounds like we need to be putting more.
Yep.
But this 2026, so you would.
Yeah, I think the
You know, next
project will
year's
probably
budget
be
to-
paid at the earliest a year from now.
Mhm.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
71,000.
Okay, any more questions for Richard? Anybody else have any comments? Anybody but Tressa? Anybody but, no, go ahead, Tressa, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just here to ask permission if we can sell alcohol when we do our event. Just the 30th and the 31st, we close before the rodeo starts. It's just for our grand opening. And we're not gonna sell a lot. We're just gonna offer like 3 fruity drinks with our meal.
And she's got the paperwork completed with ABC.
ABC allows it indoors like I do at the church, but since I want to do it on the sidewalk, I just need to get your permission. And I block it off. So like they would not be able to leave the area.
She's doing liquor, I think, so it changes the way the permit works. So she's not just getting the CMB.
Yeah,
So I think it's actually through ABC.
it is through
Yeah.
ABC. We can't do it through the city.
You just need permission from the city to do it on the sidewalk.
Yes,
Yeah.
A
yes.
motion to approve the event.
I'll move.
Second.
Okay, motion by Brett to approve a 1 day,
2 days.
I'm sorry, a 2 day request by
Today?
Not today.
for Tressa Green to sell an alcoholic beverage, a alcoholic beverage, or as many as she can,
3 at the most.
on August 30th
And
and
31st.
31st, seconded by Jason. Any further comment? Concerns? Those in favor? The motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I hadn't been out to the lake for a month or whatever, and then was out there driving around the other day for new scenery. And I noticed something that just seems odd to me. So I'm gonna just ask some questions. How many electrical campsites do we have? Hookups?
I don't know. Looked at them, but I never counted them.
I want to say 17, but I'm not sure.
Okay, and how many primitives do you think we have?
It's hard to say. That kind of ebbs and flows.
More than 17,
Oh, yes.
25, 30, whatever.
Primitives, are you talking, is that from the,
No,
from the
no.
first
What
cove
used to
all
be
the
the
way down?
pines and all that
All the
area
way
down
to
there.
Pines. I think
all
there's more
that.
than 17 down there.
Oh, yeah.
I
I drove
can't
by it
remember
and
the
I
numbers
didn't
now. It's
count them,
been-
but it's
We'll
at
say
Here,
25.
Okay.
least.
So I want to know how many picnic tables do we have for each area? Because we used to have 2 picnic tables per shelter house. And some of the shelter houses down below have 0 picnic tables. And some of the shelter houses at the top have 4. And all the rest of the picnic tables that were in the shelter houses are strung out all along the electrical seating and down on the beach.
I think we've had help rearranging.
Yes. So that's why I was wondering. I know we used to make extras sometimes, but I just didn't know how many we had because if we do have people that want to go down below and just have a shelter house like they do, there's no picnic tables down there. And I know there's some new benches that someone has put in, which is really nice, you know, on the sides. But for all the picnic tables we've made, they're not getting distributed for all of our people that might be out there.
Well, they
camping and stuff.
were at one time.
Well, I know, that's what I said, I just noticed, when I was out there like a little while ago, they were there, now they're not.
We also have the problem with theft with those things. The first year I was here, we lost a few of them, I know that. And
So it's
then
just
we had a
something I-
bunch of them that needed repair, they got fixed and repaired, but
Might be worth it to
Unless-
redistribute them.
The one at the
Right.
shelter house has disappeared after Memorial Day weekend.
Well, there's some of the
not
metal ones
been
that
there
used to
since.
be in a shelter house that are up on the ledge,
Right.
and those need to go back down.
But none of the primitive campsites have had their personal ones.
No, they
ever.
haven't, I know that, but they have the rings that they don't
no,
have.
not the
But I mean,
campsite, there's a
but
couple shelter
But the
houses.
shelter
down there.
houses don't
Yeah.
even have any, and I know sometimes people would camp down there and they would snitch one, but it would usually get back there. Now there are none down there, they're all up around and even in the middle of the beach.
I don't know what to do, Marcia, because we've asked the guys to try to repair the broken boards for the benches down there
And some of those have been,
7-8 years ago.
well, some of them have been replaced. I noticed there's some benches
We've
replaced in some
added,
of those.
we haven't added picnic tables though since.
But we haven't
the
had
First
picnic
year we
tables
had
for a
big
while.
tables.
So
yeah.
it wasn't,
I'm pretty sure
Continued.
Jim
Budget-wise.
repaired some of those boards she's talking about.
Yeah, Jim did some, I know that.
when he added like 3 or 4 picnic tables and then repaired one.
Several.
I think.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, it
That-
just seems
they're
like
not
we're kinda
gonna-
short on them, is all. I'm not complaining because I don't camp out there, but if I did wanna go have a picnic out there, there are no picnic tables.
I think the
in the
long-term
shelter.
solution is to eventually have concrete tables and benches. picnic
Would it
tables.
be
the only
too
way to
hard to
not-
anchor them?
I mean, in grass, yeah, they're gonna just pick it up and move it.
So
Well,
some of the places
I
don't have
will-
a place to
I
anchor.
will say one
Take-
thing,
Because you got them all around them.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to take a postal digger and dig a hole, buy about a $20 bag of concrete and put a lag bolt in that concrete while it's wet. And then wrap a chain with a padlock or some type of anchor to anchor to the ground. How do you think they put fence in grass?
And then
Well,
have somebody
wait.
guard it till it's.
well, I was gonna say this, I know
Visibility.
people don't wanna hear about what used to be here, and people don't wanna hear about my travels, but I wanna tell you this. There are picnic tables all over the world in places where I never imagined I'd ever get to go, and they're on grass, and some are on gravel, like our shelter houses. And what they have done is they've taken a metal post of some sort, like you're talking about, it's clear down in the ground, and that picnic table is screwed to it.
I'm all
So
like
it
that.
cannot take it from the shelter house. The others, I'm sure you couldn't, but that might be a suggestion if anybody was interested. It's a thought.
Pomona lakes are in grass also, and they don't, you can't move
I
them.
got it.
Might be a project for the winter to
Yeah.
kind of reorganize
It's
and
not
anchor
ever-
things.
And brought up.
But we could probably redistribute them now.
Yes, it has many times.
I mean, the anchoring portion of
Okay.
this. I would like
Thank you.
concrete pads. I know the picnic tables are an issue. Obviously, I deal with that at the park constantly.
I'd like to see concrete pads out there too.
I mean, that's our plan for there is a concrete pad and your picnic tables.
Then you would have to
down.
mow around it.
I was wanting just to
Correct.
simply pour some gravel, spray it, put a picnic table on top of it. And then you park on the gravel. You run your water line up coming through the gravel.
I don't think
Everything's
that's
in the
a bad
gravel
idea
and you don't
either.
have to worry about the mowers.
Yeah,
Just gotta worry about getting it sprayed.
this works still.
Okay, anybody else? Thank you for the comments from the three of you. Anybody else say anything? All right, let's move on. Department report, Sally.
Basically, what I gotta talk about is what you already got on the agenda later on that fence.
We're at,
That's all you got?
I mean, we can talk about the dog that I chased for a week that all of a sudden disappeared. That doesn't belong in the city.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone now, suddenly?
Suddenly, all of a sudden, he disappeared. Nobody can find him.
problem.
And of course, I haven't contacted her because
I think that would be appropriate to talk about this dock transfer under department reports because
You
that's
mean the fence?
the fence permit. And she also has a dock transfer from Pressure and Oviatt. that we-
That's Robin.
That's Robin.
That's Robin.
That's
Jeez.
Robin.
Do you have any
Can I go
updates
home?
on?
I call her witch for
Well-
tonight.
And Pressure and Oviatt never did call or send in measurements or
Has it been
anything, so
submitted?
maybe they've decided, that's the one that was at the last
Oh,
meeting.
They did say that if they couldn't get it figured out or worked out, that they probably wouldn't worry about it.
So they said they'd either call or come to the meeting, and I didn't get anything, so.
So
And I stopped in there tonight and talked to the wife and she didn't know anything either, so.
Okay.
That's the pressure.
Pressure
Oh, yeah.
Oviatt.
So we'd probably drop it, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
So-
One down.
Does it,
Less pressure.
do you have anything else, Robin? You're that's
I
it.
mean, Sally.
I mean, Sally. No, Robin. Not Robin. Do you have anything else?
Sally was going.
No, I know that, but hang
Yeah,
on
I
just
just
a
had
minute.
that dock transfer.
That's the only thing you got coming.
Yes.
Okay, so continue, Sally.
Okay. We want to go ahead and do the fence one now? Okay.
Don't make
He's
them wait all
here.
day.
You want to explain it to him? And I'll pass out the pictures.
So my wife last weekend, and we went forward with roofing tin, so they last longer and use it at the present time. And that's the material that I would use. And I put about 1.5 inches in the ground with the cement to secure it.
You put the metal an inch and a half into the ground?
And then, in, concrete. Like you would, any, fence.
We don't have anything for us, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Is it gonna be
But I don't
the
know that we
side
can
of the corner?
do anything against it because we don't have any rules currently. But we need to change that immediately.
that's something we can work on.
We are a city and we need to have a standard.
Looks like it's being done nicely though.
Looks like it's the equivalent of a privacy fence, but made with corrugated material as opposed to wood. We don't have anything against privacy fences, do we?
No.
So you said we had a standard ordinance on fences, Brett?
We don't.
We do have an ordinance on fences, but it doesn't depict what kind or what type, which is what I said. We should probably revisit that because we are a city municipality and we should have a standard.
But we
set
don't currently.
for them, but we do not currently.
So then we have to go with what we got.
And this meets the requirements. And
Make a motion.
Sadly, you're correct.
so I'll move that we approve this fence permit.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Jason to approve the fence permit for the Logan Fernandez project, seconded by Annie.
Yep.
And any further comment,
That's my name.
questions, concerns? Those in favor? Motion carries.
You have that on the next agenda for city meeting a month from now. The fences.
What other question did you, Brett, you were asking me?
I know, I just said it was, there was any status on any of the properties like Haley's or behind the
You
post
guys
office.
put that off for 6 weeks.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to.
Yeah,
reiterate.
so we won't.
And then what was the status on the property that Phillips owned?
I haven't heard nothing from anybody yet.
Okay. And then did we send a letter to Beta Street?
Yes, I sent him a letter, not a resolution. He should have a guy in there in 2 weeks. And they're gonna start gutting it out. And he's gonna get some pictures, and
It did look like they were pulling a lot of stuff out of that house.
I do gotta go up. He wants me to take some pictures because he's not sure how much the cleaning the guy's doing. So he wants me to get some pictures and send to him because he's at another job site right now. And he's kind of wondering about his guy if he's doing everything he's supposed to.
Do we have somebody living in a camper, Claire, at the end of town? That little micro home?
The one
Or the
right across from the nut home.
Go ahead, Tim.
the fence.
Um,
Talk about fencing.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure.
it's been there a couple days.
It hasn't been there long, but I see there's power
I-
cord run to it.
I'll tell you, Tim, I
'Cause
just
her
noticed it.
Little house is completely livable.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
in
I knew
case
that.
that was an issue, okay.
I just noticed it there last week, so I don't go out of town that way very often. So yeah,
I think it's only had a power cord connected up to it for a few days. I didn't
And
see
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're getting ready to go camping or just cleaning it out or prepping it for something, but I also don't know.
I didn't pay attention, but it does have a foundation now. That little place.
I will tell you, I did send letters out
Foundation is supposed to.
on reminding everybody that their dog license was due. And Jason got one. I've had quite a few respond.
Good.
So updated that. So
You knew I
I knew yours passed.
What do you require to get a dog license?
And then
Proof of rabies.
rabies.
That's it.
Leave a third of the tail.
I did put in the
$2 for a
letter.
mail or $5 for
Just said
a.
the eight.
I would like,
It's just got to be shown current dog.
is the first meeting.
I did put in the letter that I would like pictures so it'd be easy for me to identify them because we've got like 7 labs and they're all black.
Right.
Just kind of
Country for
helps.
WID online.
What's the fee? Is there one?
$2.
You
$2.
can't have privacy.
$2 if they're spaded.
No, I know.
And the
we talked
males.
about fences.
If the
and
females are not
materials
spaded,
a
the
while
females
back.
are actually $5.
And I knew you couldn't do
And
fences
we had to
because you
bring
couldn't
proof
interfere with the view.
That
I just couldn't remember.
Usually
what was there.
the vet
Fence
has
was-
Yeah,
a
it's
deal
just-
on the
I knew, I
rabies
remember talking
vaccination,
about it, but I don't
whether they're
remember what read.
Spaded or not.
And I don't know if you want it, but
can't tell you off the top.
We've slept since then.
when I registered Carmen, they wanted a picture of her.
Yeah, I did say that. I put that in the letter.
Okay.
It'd be helpful. We don't require it, but it'd be helpful.
So I'll have to bring the moose with me.
And I know what your
Lots of-
dogs look like. I went and chased them.
Yeah.
We don't see yours on picture
Well,
either.
so the reason I'm bringing it up is because ours, I think, is due, but my kids
Due
like
for
to
what?
leave to get a license or register them or whatever it is. But I'm saying I'm bringing it to your attention because my kids like to leave by gate open, and he
I don't
runs.
have a register for you.
So yeah,
You don't?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then I'll have her come in and fill it out.
Unless it's under a
Josh,
different name.
It'd be my wife's name.
I appreciate the heads up that your kids leave the gate open, but you're subject to fines if
I
the
know.
dog gets loose anyway.
I
So
know.
take it out of their allowance. Oh, you don't give them one?
They're 3 years old.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that, because of their age. Okay, just be careful with that too, okay?
Yeah.
We have,
Fix my fence 'cause mine
we have
doesn't
some that
do it
come into
itself.
town that the owners don't have any care. I shouldn't say come into town. We have some running around town where the owners don't care if they're
Well,
running loose or not. We leave it at that.
yeah, let's leave it at that.
Anything else, Sally?
That's it.
Thank
for
you.
me.
Okay, Robin.
Now it's your turn, Robin.
Okay, next up's the dock transfer, Hoffman to Eshelman.
Okay, I'm
No,
having
is that the
printed
one we're
something.
Yeah.
Not for 1 minute.
Okay.
But here is 20, this is the dock. The second tier, it's a standard dock, measures 23 foot, 10 inches by 9 foot, 7.5 inches. Walkways 2 foot, 3 inches, and boom, that's all I know.
We dropped the new thing.
Do we have the survey of the property?
It's a second two.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that part.
I'm assuming that wall is natural.
Well, it's a second tier, so it is rock. Yeah.
Man-made?
I don't know, Brett. Did you see the picture?
I did.
It's all along that.
It looks man-made, that's why
I know,
asked.
but it's goes across the whole cover almost. I mean, it's not just in front of that property.
I guess the proper question is.
But they aren't for that, like, because it's second tier, right? I mean, they just.
Unless
it's
they
just
put
the
it
dock.
in.
Oh, I don't.
Well, they wouldn't have put it in front of somebody else's house.
I mean, it's got-
They would have put it in front of where they're not. I mean, I don't know, but here lies the question is whose is it? Because somebody needs to be paying for it. That is where it's leading to.
So we
Is
should
it
have. a
5 of
record.
them and they're gonna, like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean,
But
pretty much.
it is somebody's and it's not our responsibility.
So we currently should have a record that Hoffman's currently paying for a dock, is that what you're saying?
No.
He's talking about a wall.
And he is,
The
you talked about
retaining wall.
a retaining wall.
And that wall, I mean, it runs in front or along.
Multiple
Multiple
docs.
I
say that's not true.
kind of find it hard to believe that somebody would have brought this in. I mean, yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I think it's
I think
natural.
it's
I don't have.
Because I've
Yeah,
seen
we
that.
could, we could drive out and take a look at it. That's a problem separate from this.
Because Hoffman would not, or wouldn't all be charged for that. It's not on their property.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah. It wouldn't be tied to this anyway.
Right.
Sounds unrelated.
But it's something we can go look at now.
All right. Motion.
I
Put
move
that
to
on the
transfer.
next council meeting, Lisa.
I move to transfer.
It's stacking it.
Second.
Okay, motion by Annie to approve the transfer of the property dock at 29 Rocky Ledge, seconded by Jason. Any questions, comments, concerns? Those in favor? That motion carries. Okay, next one, while we've got Robin here, I'm gonna move that Treasure Oviatt dock up there while she's here, because she can go home after she does this one.
And I think they decided to take that off then.
You are taking,
Yeah.
you're taking that off.
They
Okay,
weren't here and we haven't heard from them, so.
all right. Anything else, Robin, then?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, baby.
Okay, next up, Bolsey easement.
Dustin texted me a little while ago and said he's at the doctor's office all day. He's not gonna make it. I haven't heard back from him. I know it's after doctor's office, so I don't know if they're in the ER, but he said, please move it to the next hearing. Lisa probably knows more about it than I do.
Well,
I
I
just
mean,
know it has
Dustin
something
came
to
in,
do with the sewer line.
Dustin came in because we're needing a sewer easement. And he was asking about vacating that easement. His is like 104, 105P for the easement number.
These ones right here.
It's, yeah,
Down here.
yes, yeah. But the yellow is highlighted, that's the easement, and he was asking about vacating that, which if the city did, I mean, it's kind of like an extension of Oak Street is where that easement comes from. If you see it across the
Yes.
highway,
Okay.
but regardless, he would only get half of that when an alley is vacated. Half of it goes to each adjoining property owner. But we'll put that on for the next.
Is that section platted as an alley or platted as a potential thoroughway
Road.
street?
As a potential street.
Street.
And I don't know that he wants it vacated. He just wants options. He just told me that he would not be able to build if Cause he
Uh,
wants the to sewer build. line or something went in, so he would be And happy so- with
Well, but the
other
sewer-
options.
The sewer line's already there, I
Right,
think
and-
is the
and
issue
he
here
understands
is.
that.
Yeah, he understands.
You
I'll
know,
let
he
him
was just
explain.
hoping he could move
Yeah, but it was
his
for
potential
this
building
person.
It was a different person.
different person
Oh my God.
towards like the funeral
Is
home.
that this one here?
But
Like a
if they're
road,
doing a
set
sewer
part of it
project,
on
they're
that
not
easement if the city would
put it
vacate it.
that way.
So that can be.
Absolutely. Another one I pay that.
So
No.
you want. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
he just, I don't know enough about it. It's worth it.
So
And a potential.
He's requested that this be tabled to the 25th, so
So we
should
talked
we move on?
Yeah, yeah, cause I.
Now we're talking about this.
And this one.
I think I have.
And that one we didn't
Okay,
vacate.
Maybe.
right.
I thought it was still.
Is he the one that the school
Okay,
just
now
had
I'm
to
trying
pay
to
for ground that school thought was theirs for many,
Works.
many, many
Probably.
years?
Okay.
because it was, yeah.
Very extravagant amount. dollar
In
amount.
5 minutes.
Okay, next up
Yeah,
on the
I know.
agenda,
First one, 10. And the school should have.
and next thing in your packet is the concrete work, but that's being tabled.
I haven't auctioned it yet.
So then the next thing up here is office telephones.
Well, I've had issues lately. When it rains, then the phones fritz out. Long story short, I put in a phone call or a repair ticket to Brightspeed, and they came after hours, but that was okay. I left my number up for him, and I visited with him. So this phone system that the city has, obsolete, but FCC actually faded this POTS system out, is what it's called. So Brightspeed does not service them, they don't install them, they don't repair them, there's nothing. And I said, so what is your suggestion? Well, I had an individual that put the phones in for the bank here in town.
Mm-hmm.
He came to the office a month or better ago. But he said, because we have Mercury Wireless, their phone system will not work. It has to have a static IP address. And the guy from Brightspeed told me that, well, he wasn't aware of that, but I said, are there other options? And he said, there's Global Communications out of Holton that go either static IP or the dynamic DHCP. And I reached out to them to see if they would service this area, and they never called me back or emailed or anything. So at this point, because the gas system, the gas company, it's mandatory to have an answering system, and we don't have that. I don't know how. I've Googled trying to figure out how to disable and just plug in like a phone that we have at home. I tried that and didn't work. So there's got to be more to it than just unplugging the system.
Wired.
What's that?
It's the way it's wired.
Right, exactly. And so I don't know if you want to go back to Brightspeed Internet. It sounds like that's our only option at this point, is to have static IP if you want to go back in with this type of phone system. And I don't have any clue.
I would think we would need to switch to something else, but we need to then talk to Mercury, because they're supposed to be providing us with free service for their stuff on our tower. So they need to be doing something and not.
And I know Mercury does not work down at the shop. Mike had tried multiple times to get service.
I think we have issues with it at the park. It's supposed to be working out there as well, and I don't think
And
it
I don't
does.
know.
Not properly.
But anyway, so we need something done. I think when these phones were installed in like 06 maybe, it was several $1,000s. At the time, we had 3 phones in here, plus the phone at the shop was tied in, so you could intercom back and forth, you could transfer calls, etc. But anyway, we're gonna have to be looking at something to.
What's the unified office have?
Mercury.
Tower right there
I
in the
believe
building,
it's
so it
Mercury,
works.
because I asked Mary Hughes about that. I have down at Harveyville, we have Mercury Wireless for our phone system, and it's not something I would want.
Kind of the library has it. They have
District office has
lots of
trouble too.
issues. Yeah.
So,
That's frustrating.
anyway, I can reach back out to this. It was with nexttech.com and see what it would cost if we went back with an static IP. And anyway, are you getting that fly, Tim?
I'm gonna. Wanted to use this.
But
When it was right here is when you wanted to use it, though.
we've got to do something for phone service, because my number one issue. My number one issue is nobody can leave a message, and I thought it was a programming thing, and
There's
that.
another reason too.
Let her know.
Address that here in just a second, but go ahead.
But anyway, so like I said, if you want me, I'll reach back out and try to get this person to come back. But we've got it. And the guy from Brightspeed told me to reinstate the static IP address. That's not a problem at all.
Okay.
No, he said that's not a problem. We can get that back. It's just phone systems if you Google POTS, it's plain old telephone system is the acronym.
Yep.
Crazy as that is.
Yep, that's right.
But FCC, yeah, it got involved because it's too expensive to maintain and operate, and it's copper wire, blah, blah, blah. It's technology over my head, but FCC has faded that system out. So that's,
But if we reinstate the static IP, we are able to maybe do the bank type system?
yes,
Okay, that's what, so
yes.
we do need to start there, I guess, but that's gonna cost us money, I imagine? Is that
Oh,
what-
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah. Okay.
probably several $1,000s.
They're like, yeah, we'll happily do that for
But we
you.
have to have it.
Yes.
Right, it sounds like there's no option
And
there.
like recently when, like last Monday, Sam Kidd worked and the phones weren't working. And I came in Tuesday and I'd get like a half a ring. And it's almost like, oh, somebody misdialed, you know. But then that wasn't the case. So I put in the repair ticket to Brightspeed and then it fixed itself, literally.
Mhm.
It fixed itself. And then, so like Wednesday, all the rest of last week, and then I come in this morning and it's been raining and I get a half a ring. But then
Sounds like the post office stuff.
but that only happened like once or twice maybe.
They need to check the equipment that's coming into the, because that's just like it was with United years ago.
One thing, the water got into the copper lines.
Well,
corroded.
and down at, like at the
Wires
shop,
out, sand, put 'em back.
Yeah.
like on the
Does Mercury
phones,
offer a-
it
Does
on
Mercury offer a phone service at all?
sucks.
Does it?
Well, I don't care for it. I should.
No, it's true.
and again,
not
when it
coming.
rains, and the shop and the city hall are not connected anymore, but the phone will ring from the shop. It'll say shop calling,
Especially
and the light
mine.
for that line lights up, and it'll say shop calling. But you hit the answer button and nothing's there. But it'll just do it sporadically.
Oh my God. It's a ghost line.
So anyway, I mean, and yeah. So I'll reach back out. His name is Paul Smart, and like I said, that's who the Flint Hills Bank has, and they can. All their phones are connected with Osage City, Burlingame, Hartford, and
Yeah.
Eskridge.
It's a learning curve for sure, that one, but it's a good system. I don't have any problems with it when I work with it.
So anyway,
Were you aware that the bait shop didn't have
mhm.
internet?
But I don't have
Able to do
I don't have a
anything
number to get a hold of Mercury for repair. We don't get a bill, so I don't have any number to.
I was out there yesterday, but not something on that pole on coming in the entrance of the lake. Like 2 trucks out there, they're up on a pole.
Huh.
Yeah, the entire system didn't work today, so they couldn't do any.
Well, along the same lines of this phone, I called the sheriff's office this morning to report a theft of services in our community. And they took all the information they needed, and then the dispatcher says to me, oh, by the way, you've got a problem with your gas service phone number. And I said, really? What's going on with that? She said, well, there was a fire in Allen this morning today, and they needed somebody to go do something with a gas line somewhere out there. So they called the gas person and wasn't able to get through for some reason. So they called the backup person, who happened to be named Tuff Stevenson, and didn't get through. And then they called our office, and the phone acted like it wasn't even available. So it goes along with what you're saying. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it don't. And they end up calling the sheriff's department in Alma as a last resort to get assistance this morning.
That's sad.
So I took Tuff's name off of it, and I verified
That's a good
the
thing.
other number that belongs to the main person that needs to do it. So we need to get a second person on our emergency list for that. And perhaps even, I don't care if they call me, you know, I can use that, but I'm a lame duck. May
You
or
have
may
to
not
be-
want that. What,
You have to be certified in the gas to go.
Were
to
they
that.
working
go
today?
to take
It
the
hasn't
line?
buried in
Yeah,
here
I
long
talked
enough
to him
get
this morning, so I
certification.
wonder,
Has he taken the test?
I don't know. I mean, Mike
was
gives
he in a
them the
dead zone or
test.
something when it,
No idea.
you didn't?
I'm just going by what the dispatch time it's 11 o'clock. We're talking, or 11:30, wasn't it, when I called him? I was up in here around 11:30.
Mhm.
So the emergency happened at 8 o'clock this morning. So we haven't heard anything all day. So apparently it wasn't that much of an emergency to where somebody had to come knock on our door.
I mean, I texted him around that time and he responded.
Doesn't sound like they had the right numbers.
Well,
No,
that's
they
why
didn't.
that's why I gave him the number that I felt like he needed to have.
Verified.
Because
They needed to
Yeah.
have.
if they had Tuss Stevenson's and that's not even his same number.
That's
He's got a whole
Well,
new number.
The guy's name shouldn't even been nowhere near that.
I wonder
I
if
mean,
he was on
long
there
before
because he was in
anybody
Morganville.
on this council came to work here.
Yeah.
That would be a weird.
Okay, so
I
that
agree.
that's another urgency thing too, because
Yeah.
we have to have that available to us. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Well, since you
Not right
touched
at all,
on that,
'cause I feel like they've called.
can we get Barry to get his certification? He's been here long enough. Can we get his certification so his name can be on that list?
And Jim's certified too.
Yeah, if, I
Oh,
was
yeah,
gonna
he's
say,
certified in
Mhm.
in the
He
gas
should
also.
then perhaps his name should be a part of it, but all of them should be certified anyway, not just
Absolutely.
one or two of them.
It doesn't sound like they were calling the right thing, but they've
Well, I
reached out to him before, so I'm surprised that they had any issues. Like, I know
But
they know his number.
and it was kind of confusing because she said she originally told me Allen County,
Oh,
we
I wonder
called.
if they did call. I just weird.
and
They called.
they're Lyon County, aren't they?
Yep.
So that threw me off when she said it was Allen County that called.
Oh.
That threw me off. And then she said the fire was in Allen. I thought, well, she's mistaken on the county.
I
then.
was.
So who
confused about
knows
the
who it
county
was
too,
that was
so,
called?
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, well, we can move on. I don't think it's a big deal, or we would have heard something more severe by now. All right, next thing on the agenda is Native Stone Scenic Byway Match Day. We got a request, just like we did last year. Last year, we allocated $100 for this match, and it did not get sent in. I will tell you guys that. It didn't get sent in, so that did not happen last year. And I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna match the $100 that we did last year with $100 this year, that we should include last year's as well.
Agreed. So let's give him 250.
I so move. Second,
Sounds good to me.
whatever.
And do we have a fifth?
So 250.
If we had a fifth, we'd all be a lot happier.
Okay, a motion to
This is
donate
confusing.
$250 to the Native Stone Byway for Match Day, which occurs this year on August 26th. And it has to be postmarked by that date and received by the 31st, so we can get that out immediately. And motion was by Annie, seconded by Michelle. Any further comment or questions? Okay, those in favor? Okay, motion carries.
Ouch.
You were so excited.
Misjudged.
Okay, next up. Okay, next up is maintenance shop. I got several issues about the maintenance shop I want to discuss with the council. The first one is, we've had theft down there.
Mhm.
We don't know if it's equipment or we'll just say water, rock, gravel, whatever. We don't know that, but we're not very secure down there. I had all the locks changed at the city offices because everybody in town roughly had a key to the building. So we swapped those keys out, we swapped the locks out, and now we assign keys. We don't assign them. We have people sign for keys so we know where they are.
Yeah.
So when I'm no longer here, somebody's going to sign for my key and get it when I give it back to them. So I'm no longer responsible for it. Same way with you guys.
You have a key to the shop?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. We need to change the locks at the shop because the same thing probably is going on down there. We've had a lot of people work with us for the city over the years, and that the locks have not been changed. So my suggestion first down there is to get the locks changed and give keys to the essential personnel that need them, which would be the 3 outside guys that work and Sally and Robin, because they need access to some of the stuff that's going to be locked up down there. And then we need to be thinking about the future and securing the maintenance shop for the outside stuff that's there. I think one of the items that may have been stolen is not something that's locked up that we talked about a couple
Oh,
weeks ago.
Out of the junk pile potentially.
Yes, but even so, if somebody got something out of the junk pile and was able to work it and make it work, then we need to secure it. We don't need to be laying loose. Now, as far as the rest of the field goes, we've already talking about doing things for the water pump to get a meter out there, and we need to stay focused on that and try to get that lined up. And then whether or not we want to put a gate on it to lock up, that's maybe down the road or not necessary if we get everything else secured.
If we were gonna close the maintenance yard up, we'd have to move the water somewhere else, I think.
But if you locked it up, yeah.
Yeah, if we locked it up like that. So that might be a challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, maybe we can stick it out here.
Just depends on where we can tie into a water line, I think.
Well, that's true too. I have no idea where it would be, but if you had it near the city hall, then it could be on camera too.
Yeah.
Whenever we get cameras again.
Are they still not working?
No. Okay, so maintenance shop on
You're
keys.
gonna ask that.
Okay.
We talked about it briefly.
The other thing I want to talk about, I understand that time cards are being punched down at the maintenance shop. And they need to be punched in here. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The main reason is because the employees do not report in or call in. We don't know if they're working on a daily basis or not. We don't know that. She has, as the clerk in the handbook, has a responsibility of making sure that time cards are available for inspection at any given notice. So if I asked her right now to go get everybody's time card that worked today, she would be able to bring in only those people that punched in the time here. And we still wouldn't have any idea if our 3 outside employees worked today because we don't have access to their cards. So those need to be punching in up here, which brings up the question of where did that time clock come from that they're using that at the maintenance shop? Who bought it? Who authorized it? I know that we haven't authorized it since I've been mayor. And I don't know if it was here before I became mayor or not.
I don't know that.
So I'll put the word out that they need to start clocking in here, and I'll get the keys, the lock changed down there as well this week. Okay. Do I have any comments or questions about that or anything else on that matter before I move on?
No.
Okay. All right. Next thing. It was suggested that we get GPS for our vehicles some time ago. And I know you gave me paperwork on that, Lisa. Here, I think it's right here. I don't think you guys have it. But here's something on GPS. Take one and pass around, please. It's not printed on here, but the website for this place is trackyourtruck.com. Track your trucks on the bottom.com. You can just add that to it. You can get on the website and check what they're doing. Everybody get a copy of that. I was looking at the gas receipts tonight, and of course, every 2 weeks I look at gas receipts whenever they're on the appropriations. And a concern I have is we don't have any idea what our miles per gallon are on our vehicles. We don't know if we're getting our money's worth out or not. We don't know how many miles we're putting on these vehicles on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, and I think that's important we have that. Likewise, when we have situations like we had this morning, if they would have been able to get a hold of us, if they would have been able to get a hold of Lisa, the only thing that she could have done was try herself to get a hold of Mike. If we had GPS, we'd know exactly where he's at, and somebody can go get him or go tell him. That'd be the case. That's one important thing that would work for us if we had that. You get him?
Oh, you did.
I swung at him, of course I got it.
Yeah. So there's a cost breakdown on that.
Thanks for the assist, Lisa.
I'm not sure if we can get a break on insurance if we knew what their driving speed limit average is or anything like that. If Diane would do anything like that, that's something I could check on and see
To offset the cost a little.
a little bit. Yeah, but it's only $51.98 to start. The first month and last month is included in that $51.98, and then it's $13.99 a month for the basic one and $15.99 a month for the other one. I want to know what you guys think about that.
How many vehicles does that cover?
Right now, it covers the three main ones, but I think we should put one in Robin's truck too.
Well, that's
Per
per
vehicle.
vehicle, isn't it?
Yes, per vehicle,
Yeah.
yeah. But he asked for a question, how many vehicles? We got 3 outside plus 1 right now that they're using for,
So if you did 4, it'd be $15 a month times 4.
yeah, $60 a month.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
The key that we have here at the office for that Ranger does not start the truck.
Okay, we need to get
I
that.
clarified that with Robin tonight. Robin doesn't leave her key here. So for me to have a truck, I need to go down to get the extra one down at the maintenance shop.
The extra key at the maintenance shop?
No, the extra truck.
Extra truck.
Because there's no way if I caught that dog, I can't haul it in my pickup.
I understand, that's fine. We need to get it. We need to get a key that works in that red truck for you is what we need to
Jason,
do.
do you know the one you have if it's?
I don't know if it starts, but I'll go,
ignition
I'll bring it up here after the meeting. I'll bring it up, see if it starts.
Okay.
I know
Couldn't we
somebody
just
got the
get
door
another
shut.
key
I hadn't gotten
made?
a chance to mess with it yet. We can, and I might have a friend who'll program it for us. It's expensive.
Right, and we just assessed that the vehicle's not even worth $750, so.
That key may not be as expensive
I
because
was gonna
it's
say-
relatively older, and I got a friend who'll probably program it for me. So
What does it cost to make a key? $4?
no, when we say a cheap key,
$40?
they're like $25 cheap,
For that little truck out there?
not programmed.
Well, this wouldn't be a program key anyway for this
It
truck.
may or may not be. I'd have to look.
But 1929, I don't know if it's a Model A or a
I
Model
think it's
T.
an 04.
Yeah, 04, it may or
It's
may
not
not be
just
a
regular old
program key.
boring
No.
key?
No, it may not. It may be a
No,
program
it's not a
key.
boring key. It's hard
Seriously,
plastic around
wow.
it.
Yeah.
Wild. Didn't
But
think
in the
that.
meantime,
Didn't
she
think
can
that at
use
all.
the extra city truck.
Well,
that
I
the city
prefer to
truck-
set
I
that
thought
up
you
for
were
dog
laughing.
catching anyway.
Real quick. So the question,
The B-
I asked the question again. What do you guys think about the
I mean,
GPS idea?
I don't love how much it is per month. That's kind of hefty.
$13.99 a month.
No, I'm saying for that many vehicles, you're paying that much. That's the essential. So what are we paying for?
It'd be what, $56 for 4 vehicles a month.
But that lets us know where $150,000 is at all times. Because they're $50,000 trucks times 3.
Something
And
to
if,
think
and,
about for
you know,
sure.
and you think about that too. If the situation comes up when somebody needs to be somewhere quick, you can save a lot of time. Who's the closest one?
Well, it's also something I hope that we would never have to deal with. But what if one of them, let's say one of them's driving down the road all by himself and his heart goes south on him and he's in the ditch, in the trees. You don't know where he is. He just went off grid. Just to be able to find him. If they're out there working and an accident happens and they can't respond, this way you know where they are.
Are there any other companies that we could get 1 or 2 more quotes from that would maybe like take it down a little bit? I mean, I'm for keeping track of our investment, which is the trucks.
How will they track them to? Because it says it's like your phone number for cell service. Right. I guess how do we?
Plugs in under the dash.
No.
And then there's a computer.
I understand
software
that part, but
log
like,
in.
where are you reading the information from? I guess
Online.
like it's a computer.
Yeah.
Like a website you log into.
Yeah.
It just shows a map with a red dot or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like.
Or you label it.
Would this guy be
Yeah,
willing to come in
yes.
and talk to the council? Do you know?
I don't even know where they're located.
815 area code. Anybody have any idea where that is?
I don't think they're gonna
No.
come in. It's just online.
We do a little research to see what we think.
Yeah, I just give some
I'll
time.
look
I
at
think
it,
it's a good idea.
Then let's do a little research and look at it on the 25th.
Okay.
On you, Jason. On you now, Jason.
Oh,
Okay, next up, Josh Cott.
Oh, I guess not.
I thought you already emailed all those.
I mean, the tree.
Okay, Josh, you're up.
the trail the rest of the way.
So, what I need to talk about today is, I was told to come back and ask if I needed more time to have this fence up. We are there. We're at the 3-month mark. However, it's not relevant to me. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm waiting on the Crosswinds people to go in and brace their building up so we can finish doing what we're doing. So as far as the time frame goes, I don't have an answer, but I still think it's relevant that it stays there because the building is still deteriorating as we speak. And that's, I mean, at this point, I've been instructed by the engineers and stuff to let them brace their building. As far as I'm concerned, they're trying to get a contractor involved and they're having trouble doing that. That was the last thing I heard on it. So I guess my question is, I need you guys to approve however long you think you want me to come back and check in with you at date X.
I wish you would have notified me this earlier, and I could have got a hold of Todd before the meeting tonight and got a legal answer from him.
If it's a safety issue, I don't know why it would be illegal.
My question for
You know,
Todd.
We're talking about just leaving the
We're-
fence up.
Well, are you also
No.
talking about continuing to work?
No.
No, he
That's
can't,
right-
he
right
can't
at
work,
this- right at
he
this-
can't work until they
At
break
this,
it.
yes, at this current time, I need permission from you guys, because you guys advised me that I had 3 months. 3 months is up.
He's
It's coming
extending
at
the fence.
beginning of next month. However, I was also giving you an update on why we need to have that fence up still, because I can't do anything until they brace their building.
Right.
And at that point, I mean, that's also a question that I was gonna bring up for Todd is, I don't know how much time I'm supposed to be giving these people before,
Okay.
And you're saying it's still a hazard?
correct.
Yeah, either way, the safety concern still exists, so the fence should stay.
Still under construction. The safety fence has to stay up until it's completely done.
Well, I mean, as far as the fence in the road is what we're talking about. The fence in the back, yes, it has to stay for the entire project. But until we get the debris away from the brick facade, I don't have a way to brace that facade yet. So I can't guarantee that it won't fall, and that's what the fence in the street is for.
Should we just extend it for another 3 months so we can continue getting updates on it?
Time out.
I
I
would
think that
say
we should
month
ask
by month,
Todd
so that-
what a fair amount of time is. Because if they never intend to brace their wall up, that's not fair to him.
Right.
I mean, is there a deadline where, okay, he's given them time, they haven't. Okay, you go ahead and do your work, Josh, and whatever happens to the
So
negligent
But
side.
That doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how long we allow him to keep the fence up. On the
Right.
front side.
Right.
But we can just say, by all means, keep the fence going.
Well, I mean,
And we'll have to continue working the other issue of him
Right.
continuing work separately.
it does, because then at the same time, how long are we gonna keep continuing to have the fence there? It costs me $500 a month to have there.
Right.
So that's where his question comes into play, because if they never.
How long are you gonna get stuck dragging it out?
How long before the neighbors are responsible for paying that $500 a month? Because it's not his fault, it's still sitting there.
Right,
Why are the neighbors in their situation?
because of Mother Nature.
Mm,
That happened all by itself. Nobody was there.
it doesn't matter. It's between the two parties. The council is not actually involved in that situation.
Right, that's not our decision.
So that's what Todd would say is that's not us.
But who is it up
But
to?
the city orders
That's
a
up to
cease
the
and
insurance
desist.
guys
Right.
trying to make the decision.
And
right
they
now.
have requirements brought in by the insurance companies. You both do. I know. So they're following those orders, and that's what they need to do. We are deciding on the safety of the situation, which we feel it's not safe. That's why we required the fence, didn't we? So that's why we need to talk about the fence and the safety, and then the other part is separate. And I understand the delay, and contractors out here can be a pain in the ass sometimes to get to just even come and look. Present company excluded because you live here, so you do work here. But I've called 8 people and gotten 2 on a roof before, and that's a cheap, quick fix
You have
thing.
better odds than I do.
Right. So it's a constant, and I understand that that's frustrating. It is frustrating. I'm sure they are working on it. I don't think they're just gonna let their building collapse. I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt as well. But the council's
Wanna-
decision right
yeah.
now should be about the fence, and we can come back to that topic later, I'm sure, with Todd then. But the fence is, we need to answer that question, if he's gonna keep.
And for how long?
Your deadline's into this month. Your next billing cycle starts the 1st of September, is that correct?
I think it starts on the 16th.
16th of September?
Yeah.
Okay, we can have an
We have
answer for
another
you at the next
2
meeting.
meetings before then.
Yeah, one more, well, we do have 2 more meetings, but Todd will be here. Oh, Todd's only here, by the way,
You'll be the.
the
he'll
fourth,
be
the
there.
I
fourth.
don't think we,
I think you can extend it for a month at least,
Oh,
we
so
can
we'll have
extend it
another
for
meeting.
2 months, like.
whatever, and then that's
The
your
fourth Monday.
check-in, basically, if you wanna do it that way.
So the question is, how often do we want him to check in until progress is gonna be started again on both buildings? Do we wanna do it monthly, every other month?
I know it's
What
an
do you think is
eyesore,
appropriate?
but it is a safety issue. I don't really want a giant fence out there either. I understand where that side is coming from.
I'll have to review the engineer's report that I've got. The only thing I can recall reading about it was it talked about the walls. Didn't talk about the front of the building at all, or the stability of that at all. So is the front stable? That's the question I would have.
If I recall, it
We
does say
don't
we
know. We don't have a certain answer on that because the engineer couldn't get in there to see it.
I'm talking of your building.
That's
right?
what I'm talking
Okay.
about. When the engineer got here, there was so much debris in there, it was unsafe. He literally told us that he couldn't go any further because it was unsafe. So he wanted to come back out and follow up. And it says in the report he would follow up once the demolition was completed. And it says in the report that bracing needs to be happening on the south side so we can proceed with the demolition. Then he would come do his follow up and then give us that answer.
Okay. All right, so the question remains for me then, is the front of the building, which is what we've got this fence out there for, in case it falls, it protects the sidewalk and anybody that might be parked out front. So the question I've got again is the front of the building stable enough to where it won't fall?
Oh, I'm pretty sure you just said it
I
wasn't
just answered
secure.
that, Terry.
No, you said the engineer couldn't inspect it because he
We
couldn't
don't
get
have
in.
it. I'm telling you, we don't have an
He
answer. for
hasn't
you.
braced it.
So it's not
That's
right.
what he
Okay,
said.
okay, then the answer is it's unknown.
Right.
It's not that we don't know, if we don't know because the engineer hasn't addressed it. I'm just saying we need assurance that that front is stable before we say, okay, Josh, take the fence down and save $500 a month.
That's what I'm asking you guys for the extension because you told me to come back
Oh.
in 3 months.
Well,
I'll move to give him a
Okay.
2-month extension.
all right, okay,
I'd second that.
all right, fair enough. Okay, got you now.
He caught back up. We're all good.
Maybe I need a cookie.
We still got emergency candy. We're all right.
I do. I should be okay. All right, motion by Brett to give Josh a 2-month extension on the fence. Seconded, the fence out front on Main Street, seconded by Jason. Any further comments, question? Those in favor? That motion carries. Okay, Josh,
Do you want to table the other topic until Todd's here?
we'll put you on the agenda for that. Yes,
And that's what date?
the 25th of August.
Are we putting on a late meeting or the Eskridge meeting?
Well,
It doesn't come to the SRG.
it does say in here, I got
You're
it.
saving money, Brett.
I forgot.
The engineer
Forgot
said
to
it
skip
is
it.
recommended that temporary dialogue post shoring is installed on the front side of the wall to help stabilize that assembly during demolition of the frame behind it.
Okay, good enough.
Okay, so that brings up another topic I need to talk to you guys about because if when the time comes that we have to put bracing in the front, there's going to be diagonal bracing and it's going to have to be secured to the sidewalk. Said sidewalk is already getting replaced eventually anyways. So I would need your guys' permission to fasten anything to that sidewalk.
You would or would not?
I would.
Yeah.
You guys own the sidewalk.
Right.
Yes.
Correct, yes.
Well, and
So I'm not gonna go screwing some stuff to a sidewalk and then you guys come and yell at me later.
well, we're not going to put a sidewalk in all likelihood this year.
You should ask people how they did.
And that sidewalk's not going to affect the new sidewalk won't affect what you're doing
Want me to go do what?
until after you're done with
How
what
they
Well,
did
that-
the
that's-
front of the building
That
and
information
all the rest of
is it doesn't really matter because I still need the permission from the council to.
Yes, to sink
Yes.
anchors. to
Yes, I
raise
understand that. I don't see where that's gonna be a problem. I don't see it. Now, the council might have different thought on it, but at this point, I don't have a concern with that. But you're not gonna be doing that for a while anyway. You're not gonna be doing it this week.
Well, whenever, so when that will happen is whenever they get their building brace and we continue the demolition process.
Right.
That's when that's gonna happen.
Right.
Because we have gotten as far as we have gotten now, the remainder of what's there is attached to the brick facade. So that's when the bracing will have to come in.
Right, okay.
So when we start pulling on it, it will be stuck to something and it won't move.
Right, I'm with you. Everybody else?
Yeah.
So I mean, I need to, this is me asking the council for permission. At that point, do I have permission to anchor to the sidewalk?
Todd told me he has to put in a whole new permit and new plans when he goes back to work.
Currently, no. The answer is going to be no for that. I'm not going to allow you to damage the sidewalk without any other information. There's got to be an alternative to that.
So what do you need? Because that's what the engineer wants me to do.
There's got to be. That seems crazy that you'd have to punch a
Just
hole in the
print out the
concrete.
engineer's
I'm not
words
punching
and
a
put it
hole
in
into
front of us to
the
see it.
sidewalk. What I'm doing is I'm going to screw boards to the sidewalk. I'm not going to like drilling holes. I'm literally just going to use concrete screws and screw the anchor boards there. Because so you have the wall that's flat like this. You're going to have boards like this that are at an angle like this, right? Going from the sidewalk down here up to the brick. So that way it would keep the wall from moving. So it has to be anchored down at the ground, and that place is the sidewalk.
And these are temporary,
And it would be temporary, yes.
But it's still
so you'll have them removed by the time that we're gonna replace the sidewalk
Yes.
anyway.
That's,
Like that.
yes.
Probably.
Half inch, cat
Byway did their tent over the skating rink. They did the same thing there. And then they filled,
Did they patch them?
they filled the holes. But if you look, some of them,
I mean, it's not actually concrete when you patch them. I know actually. I do know things. I have concerns.
Josh, the old saying is we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Applies.
Over.
Speaking of buildings though, on Main Street, taking this off topic to them, but the Cook Hardware store where all the art is, we're talking about dangerous buildings. That one is going out way more than any other building and it is gonna fall.
The facade up front.
Yes. And if you look at it, it is worse and worse and worse.
More so than Foster's building leaning out.
Well,
I would be way more concerned about this one than I would.
that's why
Foster's,
the
yes.
Vader wouldn't do the sidewalk because that building will
Mhm.
fall out if they
She
try
was
to
afraid
jackhammer
to
or anything.
Cause any vibrations because it would come
Aren't they
down.
back?
They were back for 3 weeks, but they're not back now.
Sally, put that on your
Unless they
to-do
just
list, would you
return.
please? All right, let's move on. Okay, next thing on the agenda, Jason Heger with the trailer.
So the trailer that we were notified of, was city property that was found on somebody's property in Topeka has been recovered. We managed to limp it back to the city maintenance yard. It's a older 16,000 pound dovetail equipment trailer with ramps and a pill hook. It's a nice heavy duty trailer. Well, it was a nice heavy duty trailer. It's been well used while it was wandering around the countryside. Rough estimations, it would probably cost about $3,000 to put it back into service. For new axles to replace the beat to death axles that are under it. New wiring for the whole trailer, including trail brake wiring and new wheels and tires for the new axles. It wouldn't be a horrible investment, but if we don't need that trailer, it would be just as well for us to sell it with the other equipment we're getting.
How did you guys get it back?
Very carefully.
Okay. What kind of vehicle did you use?
My truck.
Your truck.
Yeah. We had a friend who had a pintle hook set up for it. So we hitched it up to my truck. We used basically a wagon train because the trailer doesn't have lighting. We made sure we did it during daylight hours.
Sure.
It had spare tires. They weren't in great shape.
Evident by being
Evident by one of them
abandoned on
blowing
the
up
way home.
halfway. Yeah. One of them blew up halfway here.
Well, if we don't have a use for it, I say we either junk it or put it up for bid and let somebody offer us something.
And that was kind of what I was thinking
And
too.
let
Is,
them haul it off.
I mean, we don't really have a purpose for it, right?
we have two other trailers that pretty much serve the same purpose, so we don't necessarily need this trailer.
I'll start at $50.
When we get everything together for sale, I think we'll get them all listed
When is that? We should be listing like the sheriff's vehicle and the boat and everything like ASAP.
Where's our boat? Is it down to
It's
maintenance?
down the maintenance
City
yard.
shop.
So I know there was a couple, I had gone down with Jim and looked at a couple of the vehicles. There's one we couldn't start. But everything else started. They're in a couple of them are in fairly rough shape, but they'd be good beater or parts trucks. The one we couldn't get started didn't have batteries. So I need to get back down there with Jim.
Sure.
No, with that one, we did not attempt to start. I guess the fuel tank's been drilled on it and they think the tank got sugared anyway. So whoever drilled it and stole the gas got sweet.
I think that sugar rumor got started right in this round.
That may be the case. I don't know. We were looking to see if there was anything we could salvage off of it. So if we do get a new police vehicle, we could save some of that equipment and move over. But I don't know that there's much left to salvage. So, but it'll be on the list of things to go.
Okay.
And what is the estimated time frame for that?
I don't know. We haven't really kind of dug into that deep yet. But if we want to start pushing for that, then we'll start working towards that goal a little harder.
It'd be good to get rid of them before Christmas.
Yeah.
Just so you get
Or
the money, so
before
you get the
fall.
money for use next year. What's that?
Or before?
Well, yeah, anytime before. If we can do it tomorrow, it'd be good, but we're not gonna be prepared to do that. Okay, next up,
I'll get with the guys and start getting that list together.
book water.
Well, I'd given you that information on the water salesman at the last meeting. And we were curious how much money we generated. And from 2018 to current, almost $18,000 is what's been generated in bulk water. Some of those were big, just like the school I know bought a lot of water when they put the ball fields in. I mean, that's the one big one I know of, but I mean, like I said, almost 18,000.
So
In 8 years.
That's a big investment.
But I don't know what
$18,000 return.
I don't know what the cost of.
well, so I did
that
talk to
salesman was.
Mike about that
Okay.
because they just gave us like every number.
Yes, I know.
And he was like, well, some of this I don't know off the top of my head because it's just a hose on the ground. I actually thought it was the whole water system. I don't go down there to get water, so I didn't know. He did say that the commercial vehicles and big farm trucks, they actually do go to KDOT and water there. So maybe you guys all knew that. I didn't. So I had him check off a few things like the system wise, but the issue then falls into how do we want to install this? Like, do we actually want to move it up here by City Hall and put it outside the building so that it's close and it's on camera and more like, I guess, public centric instead of inviting people into our maintenance yard? Because either way, we need to install quite a bit of equipment just to get this like properly set up and running. So I don't know. Like, I think we're gonna have to actually have that guy come and bid it officially. Do they do that? Like,
I don't know. I mean, Mike knows the guy because he
Oh,
gets
okay.
he gets supplies from him all the
okay,
time.
yeah. So he probably would like these.
I actually
So
found
so there's a little more cost to it than what's in the quote, just because we'll have to install some stuff.
a couple of other companies that do similar things. And you can get everything from like a credit card reader
Yeah, that's what's
with
in
an
there.
electric valve right there to a whole shack with heaters and pumps and everything to it. So there's a huge variety of options for this. And some of them are exorbitantly expensive. But most of them don't have prices listed on their websites.
It's my opinion that if we have to start from scratch, I say we start from scratch right here.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I
We've
mean,
got
in the
plenty of room
wintertime,
for
they
vehicles to
can't
move
use it
around.
in the wintertime. You know, it's just
Yeah.
a fire hose that's out on the ground. So
Well, and some of these systems are set up for that, so they're heated
right, but
so
I'm
that
saying people
you
aren't
can get water
you
year
know.
round.
So how does Mercer's get water during the winter?
They probably use that KDOT one.
No, they go down to the shop. But I mean, if it's above freezing, yes, you can get it.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, it's just when it's sub-zero that the fire hose freezes and.
Not
So
to be
anyway.
greedy, but would you guys consider raising the price?
I think if we
absolutely. Yeah,
if we did all this, I think we'd have to.
Well, I think we could do that as soon as we want to anyway, or at the end of the season, I guess. But
Yeah, we don't need state approval for that. Like
no,
like
No.
it's at 80 cents. It's too low. And if Harveyville's $1.30, then we're pretty behind on that. So I'd say we could do that whenever. And we raised our water rates, so why shouldn't we raise that?
All right. Very good. Thank you. Okay, last thing on the agenda is mayor concerns, and then we'll do council concerns. So I say my piece first, and you guys can do yours, okay?
Fine.
That's the opposite of what I normally do, but I didn't want Tim to motion for adjournment before I had a chance to talk.
See, I got things written on here.
Oh no.
No, I didn't see
I
that.
like meeting Tim.
All right, here we go.
Just to hold my ways.
First thing I want to say is that school's starting back again August 21st. So all you people that are watching, be careful. The children are out again in a couple of weeks. And this year, the Kansas League of Municipalities is having an essay contest for 7th graders. And this is the flyer, and I'm going to have it sent out to Mission Valley so they can spread it amongst their 7th grade class. And the question for this year is, what is a challenge your city or school is facing, and how would you help fix it? That's what the challenge is for the 7th graders to write an essay. And Michelle, you're one I designated to grade these essays when they come in.
Sure.
Okay, no, there's no, I'm just teasing you. And that is not true. That part's not. Everything else is true. And I'm sure that Kansas municipality or League of Municipalities will be the ones that will do that. So I'm going to pass this flyer to Lisa if you'd send it out.
Excited to see what they come up with.
I am too.
Okay, also open to the public this week. I sent all of you guys an email last week, I think it was, that Chris Culligan wants to meet with with us about finding some cost savings in our IT expenses. This will be an open meeting. The public's invited to come in. And rather than focus just on the IT meeting, I just want it to be I want it to be known as a cost. What do we call it last time? Informational meeting where we were looking for ways to save money for the city.
Oh, yeah, like a work session, like a.
Yeah, it'd be a work session. The main focus will be IT. But if somebody shows up from the public that has some ideas on how the city can save money from what we're currently doing, we'll be open for that as well.
Okay.
But that is this Thursday, the 14th.
Oh, so it's a work session?
It's a work session, yeah.
There's too many of us coming.
Oh.
Which means you get paid for it, Michelle. Yay! Bring donuts and alcohol.
Both of those.
See which one goes first.
Back to that fifth.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Okay. So that is open to the public. That's Thursday at 6:30.
Okay, good.
What was that date?
Thursday, the 14th. Oh, the last thing I got. I knew there was a third thing right
Is
here.
that here?
Yes, right here in the city hall, right here.
Okay.
If we have as many people that showed up from the public as our last public meeting that we had on this issue, then we'll be out of here probably by 7:30.
You only have to bring one donut.
You don't get
I'll be in a meeting all
No.
day.
Okay, just FYI for you guys, I applied for a $6 million grant
Buy me all dog equipment.
to get Lake Wabunsee dredged. Cost to the city, $0.
Just say it better be zero because you didn't ask. So vote on it.
The cost to Lake Wabunsee residents, $0. So I'm also now, since I sent the application in, we have until September 30th to get it written and get it turned in. But I might change it a little bit because in reality, even though the coves need to be dredged so that our water lasts longer, the surface water lasts longer, but we also need that deep end dredged. When the lake was finished in 1939 and filled up, it had a depth of 60 feet.
Wow.
And in 2008, a survey was done and the water depth at its deepest end was 37 feet.
Wow.
Which if you think about that over the last 8 or 10 years, when we've had low water and we've had green water and we've had boil and don't use water restrictions, if you went to the lake, all three of the coves were pretty much dry and a lot of the boathouses were landlocked.
Yeah.
But if the deep end had been totally dredged, who knows where we would be? And all three coves get them dredged in there, then they would not be landlocked, and they should have the ability to use their vehicles, their boat vessels year round.
Is that a state grant that was applied for?
Yeah, what
Let's
grant?
not forget they're part of the
This
clause.
flyer that you
It-
have in
it-
front of
Problem
you.
of why
It is a
that's
state
it.
grant.
Yeah.
And there-
It's
Just
one of these
constant
Yeah.
dirt work and
HB 2302 grant
through the
program.
Kansas Water Office.
Yeah. So I've looked online at this and I've looked at this. It don't get confused when you look at it, because there's some places where it says they have matching funds and they have percent funds or something like that, but that does not apply for us. Tressa?
Those are really good programs. The only question I have about that is sometimes they'll do the free grants if you trade for like usage, like open to public for fishing and stuff. Do they have any stipulations?
I'm not aware of any.
I was
Oh, that's
thinking
good.
that in my
I mean,
head too.
some do, some
Well, it's
don't.
open to the public.
But you know what?
Like free.
If we,
Fine,
if
still,
we,
I mean,
hey, if we had to do that, I'd be all for it anyway, because we're not gonna come up ever with $6 million plus
Right.
to dredge that lake.
I agree. And sometimes it's like stocking.
Is Flint Hills Regional Council
See,
applying
That's,
for us?
yes, that's
They're
right.
writing the grant.
Yeah, that's who's gonna write the grant. But like I said, I'm thinking about modifying to include the deep end. The maximum grant can be $8 million.
Is there a limit on how many of these you can apply for?
I couldn't answer that question either, sorry.
Well, and it's
Mike's
just
putting in
for
this
water.
one.
It's just for water.
I think Mike's putting in for this one right now too.
For what?
Oh,
The technical assistance for the water plant.
Oh.
Engineering.
Who's he going through to get that grant?
That's that grant, the other grant on that paper.
for technical assistance.
Yeah, who's he getting to be the grant writer? is my
I don't know.
question.
I think that he's working on maybe getting somebody to do it for us for free right now.
So we've got an organization that can do it for free. He needs to keep that in mind too.
This is a little different
How's it different?
than what they do. It requires engineering. I don't know. I've talked to him about it. It's fine.
Okay, Tim, you're up.
If we
Same
do have
kind of
a
thing.
project coming, they should be coming in and letting us know about projects that they're.
This is one that was applied for previously. He's just doing it again, basically. So it's not a new thing.
I have two items, but they're both just informative things. When Barry filled the potholes on the streets, I asked him about the saw that we bought years ago for cutting the square hole and cleaning all that. He said he about pulled his arm off and he couldn't get the darn thing started. And I said, I don't even know if that thing's ever been used. He said it looks good. But anyway, he couldn't get it started. So that's why.
Concrete saw.
And the other thing,
You change the spark plug?
uh,
Oh, it's a diesel?
I didn't ask. Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing that I wanted to point out, and I didn't realize he was actually going to show up here tonight, but I don't know if anybody noticed the alleyway behind the Buffalo Inn washed out into the street again. And we had a good Samaritan use his own personal equipment on his own personal time and went and put all that gravel right back where it came from. Again,
To whomever.
the guy that you don't trust, who's sitting right back there.
Well, thank you.
Is that, are you saying that the Buffalo is responsible for it?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying that Nick went out of his way and
It
put
was
the gravel
behind
back. I didn't ask him to do it. I didn't know that he did it until after it was done. I was just impressed that he still does that kind of stuff for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
That is all.
Okay, I had three things. One, the status on the daily log sheets. I'm gonna circle back to the Cook building because we need to send a letter to them and not just like not do anything and move past it.
Okay, we've already told Sally to put that on her agenda.
On our agenda. So you're gonna send it.
Yes.
And Foster's.
Okay,
And then the last thing is the streets and the signs, like the stop signs and stuff. If we could get Barry to be cleaning the streets and weeding around that before the rodeo happens, so that we're looking nice and sharp. And then after that, set a plan of how we're going to clean the streets moving forward. Like if we could knock off 5 or 6 blocks a month until they're all done. And I mean like cleaning the culverts too, so that the water drains through all of it. But for now, just, doing that so that we look nice for the rodeo. I don't know who's gonna, Terry, will you say something to him?
I'll say something to his boss. I'll send his boss an email and let him pass it down like he's supposed to be doing.
Can we have a double assurance from somewhere else?
You want me to go talk to him too?
Well, I mean,
I can talk to him when I see him.
okay, that's all I got.
I have one question on this sewers project. Are they doing any work with culverts? Also culvert tubes?
I would think not, but
Not unless
I'm
it
not
crossed
sure.
the street where I don't know where
yeah.
the culvert would be, where gas lines are crossing the streets.
Sewer.
Well,
Well,
Sewer.
speaking of Cook's property, I mow that land right there around my house. Cook owns a bit of it and then the county owns a bit of it. I think it's on Cook's side. I don't think it's on the county side, but there's a culvert tube that it's like right at the surface level of the ground where I can tell water's supposed to go underneath there. I don't know if water goes
Like
in
in
there.
the alley side or the street side?
It's
on the Cedar?
actually,
It's in the middle of the lot, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's weird. Like,
Huh. So draw
oh,
Cedar.
shit. Okay. This is my driveway. My garage sits over here. And he owns, this is the alley. He owns a strip that's right here. And it's shaped kind of weird like this. And that tube is like right in here. And all this is the county's land. That tube is right in here. It's not in the alley. And there's a dumpster, from
Yeah.
a cafe
Grease.
and there's a tube right down in here. And there's a hole right in front of the tube. I don't know.
where's the other end of the tube?
I don't know. See, I didn't
So
know if it
do
went
you
down
know
there.
if it runs this way or this way?
It goes this direction.
Okay.
'Cause I can see the end of the tube and then there's a hole right here in front of it because I always have to make sure my tire doesn't sink into it so I don't leave my spleen out in the yard. Anyway,
Interesting.
I've been meaning to point that out to one of the city guys and I don't ever see them. So
So do you think there's a culvert there that runs through the alley, or
there's a culvert there.
You're
That's
just
all I'm
not
gonna say.
Sure where.
I don't know. I don't know if that's where the raccoons come from.
but you don't know you don't know whose property it's on, is that right?
It's either on Cook's or it's on the county land. I believe it to be on the Cook's, but neither one is my property, so I don't know. I mow both properties.
Yeah.
On your email to Mike, will you remind him that we had requested the daily log sheets?
Mike Weir. It's Mike Weir.
No, would you?
Would you?
Oh, I think you said.
We are. He said we are weird.
You're
Sounded
all
like
weird.
weird, but he said weird.
We are.
How weird?
It doesn't sound to me like that culvert's a city responsibility.
And
Period.
if the sewer's going through that area, I imagine they would have to deal with it, but
But the sewer's going
it's going down the alley.
in the alley.
Yeah.
Because, Cook signed the easement on that.
Maybe they'll find the end of it. Second.
Motion to adjourn. Did anybody else have anything first?
Not today.
You
No.
didn't say anything, but just let everybody know that the schools and the old sodas and stuff building did sell at the tax sale last week.
Oh, cool.
Oh shoot, I missed the date then.
Me too.
Who bought them?
Payday bought the old sodas and stuff building. A guy named Tom from Pittsburgh bought the schools.
You can tell me how much they
Something
went.
about a
Pittsburgh, Kansas, or
brewery.
Pennsylvania?
I've heard
Kansas.
both, but I'm leaning towards the Kansas. But a brewery and apartments is what I've heard.
No, I heard out of state.
The drugstore sold for
Guy.
$16.75 and
$16.75.
and the school were $5.75. That's what the county clerk told me.
$500.
Whatever.
$5.75. But for the both school buildings.
Man,
And how much for
just
the IGA?
stabs me in the heart.
$16.75.
$16.75.
For the
IGA.
not the IGA, but the drugstore.
The drugstore. I call it the IGA.
Yeah.
1,675.
we talked about living in it. I know the roofs
1,600.
come down though,
Yeah.
so I know it's probably shot. Yeah, we're voting.
Well,
Yay.
Yay.
We're adjourned.
County attorney told me that the guy has
Oops.
has experience in rehabbing school buildings.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
I'm
Yes,
sure that's,
yes.
that's experience right there.
I'll take a brewery. Is
Brewery
he
would be
gonna open a
awesome.
restaurant in it as
No,
well?
it's
That's the
just
same
a
guy that came up with
distributor.
the
It's not
idea.
gonna be like a